Hi Akshat, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Very good. So today, what do you want to do?
So today I was hoping we can review the applications of rational functions and really dig deep into the equations and solving rational inequalities.
Oh, sure. Let's do that. So, do you have some questions, or should I share with from my videos?
Sir, I have a few questions and then we can solve those and progress into the video.
Share. Then you can share your questions, please.
Yeah, it's visible, right, sir?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Okay. Solving rational equations. Correct. Okay. So, do you want to go through the example, or like what?
Yeah, sir. We can start from the example. Shall I read it?
Yeah, read it.
When they work together, Stuart and Lucy can deliver flyers to all the homes in their neighborhood in 42 minutes.
Correct.
When Lucy works alone, she can finish the deliveries in 13 minutes less time than Stuart can when he works alone.
Correct.
When
Now
Stuart
this.
works alone, how long does it take?
Correct. So it is like work done problems, right?
Yeah,
So work done problems are always inverse ratio problem, right? They're inversely proportional. That
yeah,
means if you work faster, you are going to take lesser amount of time. You get the idea.
yeah,
So it is like if you go at a higher speed, you will take lesser amount of time.
time.
So time is distance divided by speed. And so the major thing is speed here. And that gives you the rate of working or rate of running or whatever rate, right? So wherever you have that rate type of an application, you will form an equation which will be most probably rational equation. You get the idea.
Yes,
So
sir.
so these types of questions are very common, and one of them will surely be in your test. So we need to really find the rate in this case, right? So when you say when they work together, Strutt and Lucy can deliver flyers to all the houses in their neighborhood in 42 minutes. So the total job is defined.
Yeah,
Total job is defined as distributing flyers in the neighborhood. If they work together, then they do it in 42 minutes. So the rate is together the complete job. We will see the complete job, right? So complete job is 1 unit, is called 1 unit, right? 1 unit of work is the complete job done, right?
yeah.
So this job is done in 42 minutes. That is how you
Sir,
have to see, right? Yeah.
so would that mean that Stuart plus Lucy equals 42?
Yes. When they work together. So Stewart plus Lucy, when they work together, then they take 42 minutes. So the
Yeah,
rate will be 1 over 42. Right? In 1 minute, how much job is done? So in 1 minute, how much? So in 1 minute, how much?
yeah.
That will be the rate, right? That will be the rate. So the rate is 1 over 42. You get the idea.
For
So
each
when
of
they
them, right,
work
sir?
together, pardon?
1 over 42 for each of them, right?
Together. When they work
Together.
together, then in 1 minute, they will distribute 1 over 42 number of houses. Is that clear
Yeah,
to you? Now it says, when Lucy works alone, she can finish the delivery in 13 minutes less time than Strutt. So let us say 1 over S becomes the rate for Strutt. Less time means faster. Right? So the Strutt is Lucy's rate is faster. Do you see that? So
yeah.
Lucy works alone. She can finish the deliveries in 13 minutes less. So Lucy will take time as S minus 13. So the rate for Lucy will be what? 1 over S minus 13. You get the idea.
Yes, sir.
So we got all the three rates, right? So we got Shruti's rate as 1 over S. In that case, Lucy's rate will be much faster. So S minus 13. You get the idea? This number is
Yeah.
much bigger, correct? So that is how you get all the three rates. You get the idea, right? So that
Yes, sir.
means in 1 minute, Shruti can do 1 over S, Start can do 1 over S, and in 1 minute, Lucy can do 1 over S minus 13 houses. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So from here only we make our equation. We add these two and equate it to 1 over 42 when they work together. You get the idea? So when they work together,
Oh,
this Stuart will do some work, and then L is what Lucy will do something, and together will be add them together, and that should be equal to 1 over 42. Is that clear to you? So
Yes,
in
sir.
this
So
equation, 1 over s plus 1 over s minus 13 is equal to 1 over 42. Now this is a rational function since the variable s is in the denominator. Is that clear to you?
yes, sir. Sir, I have two questions.
Yes.
So first one, we would have to place restrictions on the s variables, right, sir?
Yes.
Since it's rational. So 0 and 13, right?
So
Cannot be equal to.
yeah, it see L cannot be negative. So S has to be greater than or equal to 13. You get the idea.
13. Yes, sir.
In fact, it should be greater than 13 since Lucy has to work something, right? We
Yeah,
cannot
she
have
has to
that
do
in
something.
now. So it's
Yeah,
greater than 13. Is that clear? As far as Strut is concerned, the job should be time taken is more than 13 and the units are minutes. Is that clear to you?
yes, sir.
That becomes the restriction. Yes, you are right.
And sir, second question. So basically what we did is we just split the rates up, how much they do in 1 minute and how much they do in 1 minute, and combined it for the total, right? And then just
Total in
find
1
the
minute. Yes, total in 1 minute.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
And we are treating the whole job as just 1 unit. So 1 unit is the total job. Is that clear to you? So that is how you're going to make the equation. So you can go through the solution quickly, see what they
Okay.
form. But this
Yeah.
is how you have to understand it. You see the idea. So you have exactly the same equation here, and that
Yeah.
is the concept. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take the next example now. You know how to solve it, correct? Do you
Yes,
know how
sir.
to solve it? Not a problem. So basically, we'll just go through the solution.
Yeah, I'll just go through. Yeah.
Basically, we have a common denominator. Let's bring this. So you see the common denominator is what? S times S minus 13 times 42, right? So we will multiply each term by the common denominator. So I call this as get rid of denominator.
Yeah.
So when you multiply, you can straight away simplify. You get a linear equation or a quadratic equation, but without any rational part in it, correct? And remember, the value of s is greater than 13 in your solution. So then you can solve an equation like this and find your answer. Is it okay? So this is a quadratic equation. So in quadratic equations, you might get two answers. Sometimes you need, actually always, you have to check whether those answers are valid or not. So we might have extraneous roots also. So, you have
so we have to check if the answer fits, right? So in the situation.
Yeah, that is so true. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I got this part. And solve each rational equation. You would simply
multiply with the common denominator. Again, the common denominator is this. So in this particular case, you can say cross multiply. So basically that term goes on this side, this term goes on this side, and then you can bring them together and find the answer. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir. So, sir, for something like A, where it says x minus 2 over x minus 3, it's already given to you, right, sir?
It is 0 only if the numerator is 0, right?
Yeah.
So x is equal to 2 is your answer. Is it okay? But more important also is you have to look into the restriction that the denominator cannot be 0, and that is why it is written here that x is not equal to 3. Yeah?
3. Yeah. Okay. And they did the same what we did over here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here's another word problem, sir.
Can you please read it?
Yes, sir. Salt water is flowing into a large tank that contains pure water. The concentration of salt C in the tank at t minutes is given by C of t equals to 10t over 25 plus t, where C is measured in grams per liter. When does the salt concentration in the tank reach 3.75 grams per liter?
Okay, so basically it is an equation. So you'll just equate the two, right? And then solve by cross multiplying, right? So cross multiply.
Okay, yeah. And solve for t, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look into the word problems. Okay, another teacher. Yeah, this is a very good question. And I've seen this so many times, right? So can you please read this question?
Rima bought a case of concert t-shirts for $450. She kept 2 t-shirts for herself and sold the rest for $560, making a profit of $10 on each t-shirt. How many t-shirts were in the case?
Correct. So now we don't know the cost at which they have bought the t-shirt each, right? So it says Rima bought a case. We don't know how many t-shirts for 450, right? So let us say that the case had X t-shirts, right?
Okay.
So X t-shirts are bought at 450, and therefore, what is the rate at which we have bought them?
450 over
divided
X.
by X, correct?
Yeah.
Now the second part of this is that she sold for 560, making a profit of $10 on each t-shirt. So the difference between the selling price and the cost price is $10, correct?
Yeah.
Now, it's also mentioned she kept 2 for herself, right? So she kept 2 for herself. That means she sold X minus 2. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So sold only X minus 2, and therefore we have the selling price at 560 is being divided by X minus 2, not X, because 2 were kept.
Yeah. She kept 2. Yeah. And that's the selling price, right, sir?
And the difference is $10, right? So let's move forward and see.
Sir, just a quick question. So when she says making a profit of $10 on each t-shirt, right? Where would we include that in the selling price equation?
These two, cost price, this is cost price and this is selling price.
So the profit would be $10 on both of those, right?
Difference of 2, yeah.
Difference
profit
of 2,
is selling price minus cost price is
cost price.
Profit.
Oh, okay, and then the profit would be 10. Okay. Yeah, so then they just equated it to 10.
Yes. So we have the selling price minus cost price, and it is equated to 10. And now you can always take the common denominator. So the strategy is same. Take the common denominator, multiply all the terms, and then solve. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
So the common denominator in this case would be x minus 2, right?
Yes. X times.
So you'd multiply 560 by x and 450 by x minus 2.
And 10 by both.
And 10 by both, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Correct. And then solve, yes.
And then some are not valid, so they're inadmissible.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
So minus 5 will not be valid, for example.
Right.
In this particular case, yeah.
Because you have to have t-shirt.
So we call them extraneous roots.
Extraneous roots. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, okay. So they're not real roots, right, sir?
No, they are not valid because of the restrictions, right? Time cannot be negative, price cannot be negative.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
So I think these we just went over, right? How to algebraically solve, cross multiply.
So basically, this part up to this part we cross multiply, right?
Yeah.
Then you can solve them all, correct? Next.
Yeah. Sir, just a quick question. When they say solve each equation, it basically means to find the zeros, right?
Find X.
Find X. Okay.
Right. And then they also say verify your solution. So you substitute back, and check. But I'll prefer you to write restrictions also. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Now they are not asking for, but when you are working on rational functions, always write restrictions in your answer. Always.
Okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Same thing, I think. It's just repetitive.
Yeah.
And I think over here, this one.
Yeah, let's take some example. Can you please read this?
Yes, sir. The Greek mathematician Pythagoras is credited with the discovery of the golden rectangle. In a golden rectangle, the length and width are related by the proportion L over W equals W over L minus W. A billboard with a length of 15 meters is going to be built. What must be its width to form a golden rectangle? Yeah,
just substitute L for 15. So you have to find width, right? 15 over W,
15 over W
equals to W over 15 minus W, right? 15 minus.
Yeah.
Correct? So basically you're multiplying both sides by W times. So you just cross multiply, right? So 15 times 15 minus W equals to 15W. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And then you can solve it. So not a problem.
So it would be quadratic, sir, in this case?
Yeah, it is not quadratic. Yeah, w square. W square. W
W
times
squared.
W. Yeah. So W times W is W square, right?
Yeah.
It is. Wait. W is a constant. L square. We would get L square on this side.
Oh, so when you multiply W by W, it doesn't
W
become
square.
W squared?
Yeah. Let me rewrite. You're right. So basically, first you write the equation. Length is 15. So 15 over W equals to W over 15 minus W, right? So just
W,
cross
yeah.
multiply. So 15 times 15 minus W equals to W square, correct? And there's a quadratic equation which can be solved. W square plus 15W equals to 15 times 15, right? 220.
225. Yeah.
And bring it to the left side and solve. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Got it.
And then solve.
Yeah.
That should not it. Yeah.
Got that. And the next question, the Turtle Dove Chocolate Factory has 2 chocolate machines. Machine A takes S minutes to fill a case with chocolates, and machine B takes S plus 10 minutes. Working together, the 2 machines take 15. Okay, so this is exactly like what we just did, right? Approximately how long does each machine take to fill a case?
Working
so
together,
1
they
over
take
X.
15 minutes, right? So 1 over
Yeah.
15. You see that? So easily you can form an equation finding the rate as we did in example 1. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
If you think about the rate, these rational function questions really become very simple. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can be tricky, okay?
Yeah, we solved this one in like fraction of a second.
Yeah,
And for 11,
yeah.
Taylor purchased a large box of comic books for $300. She gave 15 of the comic books to her brother and then sold the rest on an internet website for $330, making a profit of $1.50 on each one. How many comic books were in the box?
Correct. So selling price is 330 by x minus 15. Since 15 were kept, rest will sold. Is it okay?
Oh, X minus 15. Yeah.
And
Okay.
the cost price, if we have $300, right? 300 over x, correct? And
Yeah.
the difference between them is the profit. Profit of
150.
150 each. You understand? So selling price
So now just solve for
minus
X, right?
cost price equals to 1.50, and then solve as in example 2 or 3, whatever it was. Is that clear
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, got it.
That is how you should.
And I think these are the actual applications.
Let's do extended question 15. Let's have a look
Yeah,
at
let's do
that.
that. Solve x squared minus 6x plus 5 over x squared minus 2x minus 3. 2x equals to 2x minus 3x over x squared plus 3x plus 3.
So basically, you need to factor the denominators, right?
Yeah.
And then you might cancel some. X squared minus 2x minus 3 can be factored as what? So let me write. There is no need. You could factor numerator also, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Minus 6 you need. So minus 5 minus 1 will give you this. So first term, right? I'm just factoring.
Yeah.
And this is minus 2 will mean what? X minus
X
3.
minus 3 and x plus
1, right? And you have to write equal to, and on this side, 2 minus 3x. Can you factor the denominator? 3. So when you have 3, it will be 3 times 1 will not work. So that cannot.
So it's not factorable.
It is not factorable. So just keep it as such. X squared plus 3x minus
Plus
3.
3.
So basically, in this equation, there is no even need to do factoring, right? Do not factor because this is not factoring.
Yeah.
Right? You are not simplifying, right? So basically, just cross multiply.
Oh, okay. And solve for x.
And solve.
Okay. Yeah.
Solve.
Yes, sir. So now that I understand the equations, just a quick look at the inequalities. They're extremely similar, right?
There is huge difference when you talk about inequalities. Inequalities are true for an interval. So we have a region here.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll have actually infinite values in between, which will be part of our solution. You get the idea, right? Interval. Yeah. And many times we try to show this interval on a number line, right? So we'll show the interval on a number line. We'll say from here to there. Is that clear to you? So we also use interval table.
Interval table, yes.
To solve the inequalities, because we find where it is equal, right, or not defined. And once we have those critical points where the two functions or whatever condition is 0 or not defined, then these conditions will divide the whole interval into n plus 1 regions, right? If there are n
Yes.
n plus 1 regions, take a test point and then find your solution. So that is how we do with interval table. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So we'll take an example to illustrate. Let's take this example, 240, whatever it is. Yeah.
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 Shall I read it, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. The function p of t is equal to 20t over t plus 1. Models the population in thousands of nickel for t years after 1997. The population in thousands of nearby new iron field is modeled by q of t equals to 240 over t plus 8.
Okay.
How can you determine the time period when population of new iron field exceeded the population of nickel field?
So basically it's an inequality. You're saying one is the other than other, right? Now,
Yeah.
Key point here is you cannot cross multiply. Okay, so you have to bring them together, right? So
yeah,
you cannot cross multiply, right? So bring them together. So write 240 over t plus 8 minus 20t over t plus 1 is greater than 0. Why you cannot cross multiply? Because t can make the things negative. Do you understand?
Right.
So multiplying by a negative number, you have to change the sign of inequality.
Yeah.
And since we don't know when will it be negative, right?
Yeah.
So we cannot cross multiply. Is that clear to you?
Yes,
we
sir.
have to bring them together as we've done, and then take common denominator and then solve, right? You get the idea.
So, sir, now we just cross multiply with the t plus
now you
1
make a
over
common
t plus-
denominator, and then you'll make a table and then analyze the table. Is that
and then
clear?
analyze.
We'll quickly go through this solution and see the table and right. So go back. Yeah. So you bring them together, correct?
Yeah.
Continue to the table. So
and then interval table.
Yeah. Then you work on this because our class is going to end in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So you find the points where it is 0. You get the idea, right?
Yes.
Those points were found to be at 6 and minus 2, right? 6 and minus 2. There are 2 points. It divides the whole interval into 3 regions. So these are the 3 regions. So you can now take a test point in any region. So t less than minus 2, you can take a test point. I'll add one column here, right? So I'll say test point. So let's say we have a test point minus 3 here, right? And a test point 0 here and 7 here. Plug in the value and see whether it is positive or negative. You could do that.
And then add up all the positives.
You can make a table like this and get your answer. Is that clear to you?
Yes,
so
sir.
That should help you to answer this question. I will suggest look into my playlist on rational functions, inequalities, and equations. Also, their applications. That will help you to understand this chapter better and prepare yourself for the test. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll end the class here.
Okay, sir.
So, see you soon, right?
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.